Hey guys, Andy here. So on this short session, I'm going to take you through 3 steps. When you launch a new recruitment business or you launch a new desk, there are 3 phases you should be going through. And these 3 phases are absolutely pivotal to your success. So often one of the mistakes I see is someone will go into a new business and they'll come into the inner circle and, we will give them the website template, LinkedIn template, LinkedIn campaigns, RR templates, automated follow-up, automation, all these things, okay? And that's fab. But that's really talking about an implementation of a tactic, correct? There's actually 3 steps behind it. So you need to make sure you've got your foundations in place. We've got the actual implementation, but also we've got our foundation pieces absolutely solid. So when you see a business that goes from, say, 100K to 400K in 1 year, or goes from 80K a year to 450K in 1 year, there are steps we go through. So enjoy this video. It's taken from an original session from a while ago, but we've dug out of the archives. So I sound a little bit less hoarse, less talking in those days, but the principles are still the same. So I just want to get this out to you. So just remember, when you launch a new business or you start a new desk or you go into a new niche, yes, there are normally, we create a game plan for you and you go through a set of steps. However, just understand, so with or without me, you've got to get these 3 pieces in place, because your goal is not to be in business now, it's to be in business in a year's time and to be doing 2, 3, 4 times more than you are now, than to be in business in 3 years' time and sell the business, or indeed have a more of a cash flow creating business, okay? So enjoy. Let me know what you think. So the first 90 days in a brand new niche or a startup agency. So some of you are a startup, not many of you. Some of you are complete, well, half of you, mind you, half of you, we've got websites and do identify a niche. I guess you could term yourself a startup. But whether you're in that place whereby, right, we're not certain about the niche, or whether we're, we're flying in a certain niche, we get a bit more focused, this is going to apply to you. So there's 3 key forces of a successful first 90 days. And indeed, making sure one of your team members gets the first 90 days. So 3 phases I really want to focus on, or 3 key forces that we focus on. The first is the foundation focuser. So these are sessions that lots of you would have seen, but it's making sure you've got the foundations in place. So for example, we talk about if you used a content strategy and we use an automation strategy, and suddenly you got 5,000, 10,000, whatever the metric is, visitors to your website, and your website's not set up to actually funnel these leads, you've got a problem. So the foundation is making sure we got some key pivot points in place. So this is the foundations of ensuring that when someone looks at you, so even if we used RR straight away, which is part of the traction part, we want to make sure that when they come and check you out, you're the real deal. So we focus on the problems for the clients. You guys know this. It's going through the, how to say, your high price services, your signature system. It's going through that process. So the foundation is ensuring that we've got the key elements in place. When people see you online, they go, that guy is he's purely in broadcast technology. That's all he does. But you're seen as the expert. Yes, we haven't got the Maven strategy. Yes, we haven't got all the other cool stuff going on, but it's the foundations. So what I used to do is we used to get onto a planning call and we'd lay out a 12-month plan, 90-day plan, 30-day plan, and get into 7-day implementation. I want to focus on the 90 days. And so the foundation is exactly that, the foundation focuser. Now, the traction navigator. What we're focusing on here is the key activities to get you traction. So that's to actually get us clients, candidates coming to us, activity, them coming to us. Is it going to be perfect? Of course it's not. We haven't got all the authority pieces in place. So if you can imagine combining RR with a Maven strategy, people are going to know you, so your conversion rates are probably, well, maybe even double. But even if you go with completely cold data, you should be getting activity. As in inbound leads from clients, inbound leads from candidates. Like Laura, I emailed you back about the 4 points of failure. Where was the data set from? Let's dig a bit deeper on the data set. Now, the third force is the mindset maximizer. Now, this is key. And again, and I'm hoping what you're not going to do is do this and say, well, that doesn't apply to me. I always take action. I believe in myself. I'm a winner. Rah, all that. The mindset is key. The mindset's key. Keith, I understand you've had a few people, Keith, I've been messaged inside our private support system. I've had a few people who remember Keith said that they've reached out to you. Keith's a top guy and all this cool stuff, which is awesome. But the lessons here, Keith, as cool as he did and he shared on the hot seat, and now got the remote team set up, he didn't get the mindset bit right. So I can't stress this enough. Now, if you're in a team environment whereby there's not just you, there might be 2, 3, 4, 5 of you, the principles apply for all of you. So if you're the one implementing the foundations, if you're the one implementing the traction part to actually get you leads and move quickly, remember, first 90 days, this isn't forever, this is straight away. If you haven't got the team supporting you, you're going to have it's going to be tougher. So how do you overcome that? Number one, you can take that mindset head on, and we do that with social proof. Or number two, we can get our own results. And that's why with the traction piece, I want you getting results quickly. I want you getting campaigns up and running quickly. So then what that does, it crushes the little voice in your head that says, will this work? And it also crushes the voices in those around your head, around you in their heads. So you want that traction to actually get results, but also overcome some of the mindset challenges. But you must fill your mindset with the right things. So I want us to go through these 3 phases. So you can consider this a checklist. When you communicate with me, Andy, we've done this. I want you to be completely honest with yourself about what we've actually got in place, where you are, what you've already done. Have you gone through the actual template? So for example, I can't remember who it was, someone messaged me and said, do you recommend, what do you think about this company to clean the data? It's like we've got an entire game plan laid out for you. And in there, we take it head on about this part of the process. So make sure everything that's in these worksheets or templates, it's there for a reason. So we're not actually going to give you the worksheets as such as in the how to. This is the what to do. If you get through these foundational elements, you're going to be on point. If you get through these traction elements, you're going to be on point. So let's get into this. So we've got 5 columns. We've got focus, we've got the fix, we've got the follow, we've got the fact, and we've got the action. Focus, fix, follow, fact, action. So the focus is where I want you to focus in the foundation phase. It's where I want you to focus in the foundation phase. The fix is, right, what do we actually need to do? What do we actually need to do to get this part of the process fixed? The follow is the exact strategy you need to follow. So you might go inside of the Encircle members and there's hundreds of different pages and templates and webinars and MP3s. No, you focus on what's here first. This is it. The fact, when you communicate with me about this, I want you to take this head on. Where are you? Give me the facts of where you are. Do you know, Andy, I've gone to the module 3 and I looked at the PDF and I copied that, but I didn't really watch the video. Let's be honest with each other about things, okay? We can save an awful lot of time and get you results quicker. Action. What actions do you need to take to actually get this completed? So you might be, for example, in business, you might have been with us for 2 years. In the last year, you've added a new division or new divisions. When we go and look at your online positioning, what does it say? So if you get these elements done in the foundation piece, you're going to hit what I want you to hit. And again, I'm going to reframe this. Yes, we've got dozens and dozens of strategies around webinars, and so we're going to have brand chat sharing. And Brian actually came in and got straight into the Maven piece. But that's why I have a planning session with you. That's why I speak to you one-to-one, because each of you is going to have different drivers. When Brant first came in, Brant came to me and said, Andy, I want to be using this automation I've heard about you. We actually looked at leveraging the referral process. So from a planning session, you may well have more activities than just this, but 90%, 95% of your core activity, this will be what we will do. On a planning session, we're going to dig deeper on your specific situation, your specific outcomes, but these are the key pillars you must have in place. So first off, LinkedIn. You must have your profile updated for being an authority in your niche. So LinkedIn Fundamentals Module 3. In there, there's a PDF of brand new profiles in the last couple of months, and that session in there will give you what you need. If you want to focus on having you positioned as an authority, that's the first thing. So before we even start using LinkedIn campaigns and all that good stuff, if it's not set up to be an actual authority profile, the results will be impacted later on. Secondly, we want website 1.0 up and running. Website 1.0 up and running. So what does that mean? Now, most of you have had a planning session with me in the last 6 months. You'll know what it means. So what I've spotted is this. When someone comes to us, they go, oh, I've seen about this. One of your clients, he's got this inbounds thing going on. He comes in, he's got emails in the morning, and it all comes through his website. Yeah, cool. So we need to get that set up with some other automation in the background. But what I've also seen is this. Recruiters are a funny breed. and they start to overthink things. They've never gone through this before. So what we want in the first 90 days is I just want you to have website 1.0 up. What does that mean? It means I want you to use the templates that we recommend. I want you to use the text that's in How to Sell Your High Price Services. We focus on the 5 phases, not including costs for the clients. And I want you to have website 1.0 up. So it's not going to have all the automation. It's not going to have all the cool, funky stuff that you're going to have later on. So that's covering the website workflow planner. But to start with, I want just website 1.0 up. Because what happens is then we start to get into integrating all these wonderful systems in the back end. And before you know it, you're spending a month doing these things. I don't want that. I want you getting results. So website 1.0 is what we want up and running. That's using the template and the text that I give you on the planning call. We're going to make another session around the actual text that'll be coming. The niche. We must have clarity on our niche. So we must know the size of the niche. We must have done the analysis. So we cover that in RR. The game plan, we'll go through that again now. But we want to have a real clear picture of these are the number of clients in my marketplace. These are the number of candidates in my marketplace. So if there's 5,000 candidates and 2,000 clients, I want you to have all of them, or as many as possible, of course, inside our automated systems pretty soon. But we definitely want to start getting hundreds of them set up in this period. So the niche size, so lots of you come and you're not sure about the niche, we're going to do some analysis on that. We want to make sure what we're dealing with. Avatar, really, really important. So avatar, most people go, oh, I've heard about this process. Yeah, I know my client, I know my candidate. For those of you who've been through the modules, you've seen how thorough this is. This was one of the key drivers for pretty much Johnny's put in the chat box, Daniel put in the chat box, Tanner, you put in the past. If you've not done this, you will be doing it at some point. Now, if I've had a planning session with you and I've not given you this because I want you to get into implementation mode straight away. So Ian, Gary, you know your marketplace, but at some point I want you to go through this. Remember, 90 days is what we're talking about here, not the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So sessions for you there are detailed there. There's checklists, there's templates that you use there to identify the avatar. When you go through this process, it will be magic for you. It will be magic for you. Your clients don't care about you. Your candidates don't care about you. You need to really understand them. So there's 4 different sets there. Now, trust. Most of your clients are going to think you're full of SHIT. Most of your candidates are not going to trust you. And that's the reality of where we are. So how do we do that? We overcome that with authority. But also how you actually speak to clients will probably change. So I don't want you guys getting onto calls with clients saying, I've been in recruitment 17 years. This is what I do. This is what our fees are. No. We've got a 6-step process for you. So whether you speak one-to-one, whether you speak on a webinar, whether you go, like John today, he's gone for this appointment. He's got a signature system laid out. And I want you to all create your signature system. So when you speak to a client, straight away, you're going to be speaking like the polar opposite of every other recruiter out there. The language we use on our websites and on our marketing, completely different from every other recruiter out there. And if you watch the hot seat with Johnny, I think Johnny said you put your fees up. I can't remember by how much, 20, 30%. With this process, it's put the fees up. He actually now sits in the boardroom when his candidates are being interviewed. But it's this process that gave him the ability to do this. So I want you to, the foundational pieces, LinkedIn, we must have that set up properly. So the way to view this is your LinkedIn and your website are going to be the 2 main drivers. So when we start have this activity with RR, for example, the content cannon, your clients and candidates who have seen you, before they send you a message, they're going to check you out. They're going to look at your LinkedIn, they're going to look at your website. So you need to make sure these are set up in the right way. The niche, we must be clear about our niche. If we're not clear about our niche, then it's very difficult for me to understand how we're going to make you the authority. Now, all of you on the call I've spoken with either know your niche or we know that where we're going to be moving towards with your niche. Now, some of you are opening completely new niches. You're scaling, you're opening new desks, etc. Awesome. But we must do the analysis on the size. Pain points. We must know the pain points for our clients and our candidates. This isn't just a case of, well, every client's got the same pain points, not enough candidates, not enough skills out there, and That's what we want all the second-rate recruiters to think. That's what they're going to go and do. And they're going to be in the same position in a year's time, 2 years' time, 10 years' time, and they'll probably bitch about how tough the market is, etc., etc. Let them go on with it. We've got a set of steps we go through. Then the trust. I want us to move away from being salespeople. I want you to be problem solvers. I want you to be trusted advisors. So we do that with how to say high-priced services and how to create a signature system. And that's going to lay out the key components for you. Because what's going to happen is when we get into traction, you're going to be engaging with clients and candidates quickly. And I want you to engage with them in the right way. So foundations. The focus, we've got 5 key elements. The fix, what we're looking to actually change and implement. Follow, these are the steps. Now the fact. A, because I like my Fs on this worksheet. But but B, I want you to be factual with yourself. I want you to look into yourself and say, right, have I already done this? And I've had 10 clients come to me using this strategy, and I've spoken to 10 clients, and do you know what? Have you gone through how to sell your services? Have you gone through the 6-step process? Should I lay it out for you? Again, you're not going to do all this in the first week, but 90 days is what we're talking about. So I want you to be factual with yourself. What have you really done? Have you really gone through this properly? So these are the key foundational elements. So before I move on to the traction piece, what questions have you got, or what do you need to dig deeper on in terms of the foundation? So again, this has come now from, say 100, 150 different first 90 days. Get these elements in place, we're going to have a really good foundation. Keith, absolutely. Gerhard, avatar is the avatar of your client and candidate. It's really understanding who your client and candidate is. So your client and candidate will have specific problems to your marketplace, to your niche. And the process, I guess the best story I can give of it is when Damien went through it, and Damien's from Solar Group, and it's actually a session on Damien where he shares this. They changed their entire approach to what they're doing on that desk, in that part of the business around going for the avatar process. So it's not just I know my client, he's 35 to 55 and he lives in, no, it's more than that, which will make sense when you actually see the trainings. Cool stuff, Matthew. Okay, so traction. The Traction Navigator. If you get this working, if you get this up and running, you will get clients and candidates. You will. The worst thing is going to happen when you come to me and say, Andy, this isn't converting, or this is not. These are the metrics. Then we can fix it. Without that happening, though, but if you do these components, you'll be in a completely different place than you are right now. So the first thing is this: you may be a brand new business. So, Brad, SAP, know nothing about SAP, or we haven't got clients, candidates. Good. We need to get that fixed. So we're going to build a database of clients and candidates. I don't mean we're going to go out and we're going to do it the slow way. We'll do this the quick way. So we're going to build a database up. So if there's 10,000 clients in your marketplace or 10,000 candidates, we want to segment them and we want to start building up these lists. And if you watch the the hot seat with Paul Roberts, you talk about how he automates his process now. So it runs in the background. So we want to be getting the data sets built up. So be honest with yourself. Be factual with yourself. Have you done the analysis on the size of your industry? Then look at your database. So do this now. In your industry, how many potential clients are there? Are there 1,000? Are there 5,000? How many are there? A client is an organization with decision makers inside it. So one client does not equal one organization. If there's 5 decision makers inside one organization, that's 5 potential clients, 5 prospects. For some of you, you're working in huge organizations, there could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. For some of you, it might just be just 1. But we want to build up a data set of clients. So I mean really quickly, in the first few weeks of working together, I expect you to have data sets building up from going from 0 up to hundreds, 1,000 plus, etc. Both for clients and candidates, if you move forward quickly. Secondly, we want to take these and put them into RRR. So that even if you've gone to a brand new niche and nobody knows you, with the authority we've done on the website, with the authority we've done on LinkedIn, you'll have enough there for this to convert, for clients, candidates to convert, even be completely cold. David Mayers, I think you, David, said the email I have from David was just saying around, I'm getting these clients, and all I've got is the website and one LinkedIn strategy. So all he's done is actually the LinkedIn strategy and the website, completely new into the industry. Worked in real estate before. He joined us. He said, "Listen, I worked in real estate, and I knew if I had a coach and he could lay it out for me, I know that what I can do. I just need to follow the steps." But all he's done is the website piece. Dave, if you're on the call, let me know. It's the website and the LinkedIn piece. So even without all these elements, but I want you guys to do this. These are the key drivers for you. So we're going to build a data set up. We're going to get them to double R. So if you come to me and say, Andy, do you know what? I've just not got any business. Okay, what have you actually done? This is what I want you to be factual with. Next, we want to grow our LinkedIn connections by 1,000 a month. We want to do it 1,000 a month. Now, as you know, we recommend this is done in an automated fashion, in a hands-off fashion, not by you doing it. The training for this is called LinkedIn campaigns. There are copy and paste templates in there. If you add 1,000 to your network every single month, in 5 months, you've got a network of 5,000. Now, when we start distributing content to those 5,000, you're going to start to get all this authority in front of these 5,000. And then they're going to be driving back to our authority site or into our funnel. So we want to be growing our network by 1,000 a month. So be honest with yourself. Is my network growing by 1,000 a month? Is that happening? Maybe there's 5 of you in the industry. 5 of you in the business. Are your networks growing by 1,000 a month? In a year's time, how different would your industry be? Your business be, and your place in the industry, if you had an additional 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 connections in your network, and also maybe in your partner's network, and your whoever might be in the business. Then you got content being distributed to these guys automatically while you're asleep, while you're walking the dog, etc. So we want to be growing our LinkedIn networks by 1,000 a month. Content. So even without all the cool content, without the video, without the podcast, without the Maven webinars, like the sales webinars, without any of that stuff, just the real simple stuff. The content canon part 1, get your content specced out. Get it off to the ghostwriters that we reference, and get it automated. So the focus is data sets. Even if you've got you've got nothing. As Keith said on the hot seat, he had nothing. There's no excuse. The data sets can be built quickly. So the data sets are building up. So this replaces hitting the phones. This replaces what we normally do. One morning I'm going to be in client getting mode. Afternoon I'll be in candidate sourcing mode. And we got this old-fashioned way of no. Let the systems do it. So this part of the system is build the data set up. It's done. Your virtual team member should be doing that. Again, that's inside the members area. You shouldn't be doing these things. You shouldn't split up your day saying, I'm going to sit there connecting on LinkedIn for these hours, then I'm going to be on the phone for these hours and separate a day and that. That's so archaic. So archaic. You want to have a business that runs without you. If you're on holiday, you know you've got these systems running. You're getting more leads in. Same with the candidates. So the focus, you must, to get traction, get the data sets built. You must get double R running. You must focus on building up your LinkedIn networks. Each month you leave it, that's another month of 1,000 less leads. You must get the content up and running. As to the hot seat with Dion, she said herself, the quality that will be created is more than good enough. Don't get lost in, I need to be a prize author. No. And you must get it automated. And again, your virtual team should be setting it up. So what would you actually do as part of this process is, number 1, you spec out the data set. And that's it. You're going to get someone to do it. Number 2, you're going to get double R up and running. Again, I wouldn't do that. VA would do that. Number 3, getting your network built by 1,000. Again, you wouldn't be doing this. Number 4, get the content running. You're going to do content canon part 1. You're going to spec it out. Then it's going to go to the ghostwriter. Number 5, the automation set up with the content. Again, you're not doing it. You want a VA doing this.
So what do you think about that? So for me, one of the key things that I really like and really have grown up with, and that's been years now, trust me, is the mindset piece. The mindset piece. Why is it someone can be in one niche and go from 200K to 100K and someone else be in the same niche and they're at 200K and they're at 200K. Why is it? You could give the same tactics to the same people, but it's the mindset piece. So one thing that we've incorporated inside the inner circle in the last 6 months is a really heavy new set of modules on mindset. So we're all about automation, inbound leads, client leads, authority, become the leader in your marketplace, get number one on iTunes, having organic inbound leads from clients in your inbox, having a client attainment system that converts to clients before you even speak to them, having 95% of all the candidates in your niche in your database, in your LinkedIn network. Yes, but this is where the magic's at. So guys, with that said, let me know what you thought of it. You know where we are, recruitmentmarketinginternational.com, and see you on the next one.